Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea here in Farming Simulator 19. I'm sure I've got one somewhere and I've gone and just put it down somewhere for safekeeping, and safe kept it so well that it's gotten lost, it's gone missing. That sheep pen over there is one that we're going to sell. We sold the other houses that we owned. We had other houses that were kicking around, and I sold those, so I got rid of them. Now, all the rest of this stuff we've got at the moment, this is stuff that we want to keep. But the sheep pasture right there, I've got the large horse, I've got the large pig, and the large cattle. The sheep pasture is only the small one, not the large one. And I'm going to get rid of that one. 32,500. There we go. So we've now got a little bit of extra money. And that one has gone. We've got a tree there on the corner. I'm going to leave the tree where it is. But what we might end up doing is we might turn that yard into that area of grass. We might turn that into a bit of paved yard. You know what? We're actually going to do that right now, so that we've got this as paved yard. I think that's going to look pretty good, actually. So I go there and I go start landscaping. Now, we can use the circular method, or let's just bring that one up, shall we? We can change landscaping mode so that we go to the painting one. We use tab to cycle through the different types, like this. And the actual concrete that I want is actually this pattern that I've got right here. But why is everything dirty there and not dirty on this concrete? That's got multiple textures over the top of it, that does. See? There's multiple textures over the top of that concrete. How they've managed to do that, I don't really know. Because that's rock. That's no good at all. That's just mud. That concrete there is just regular concrete. And that, again, there's more concrete, which we don't want. And then you go to... No, not that one. You go to that one there. So what they've got for the rest of the yard is actually like a mixture of all of these textures all done through. And then what I'm going to be doing in this bit is just a straight one. And I'm going to change the modification shape as well. I'm going to do it like this, so that I fill in this area like this. Now, I'm going to zoom out a little bit, like that. And I'm just going to fill it in. And I'm going to try and fill in as little as possible, like this, on the edges, just so that I can, yeah, go like that. Just so that I'm not eliminating too much of this extra pattern that is around the edge, because I actually quite like that extra pattern around the edge. Oh, by the way, you know, I've been having trouble with the bridge going into town, and it's been something that I've not been overly happy with. It has been tested a little bit. So a couple of people have been testing it a little bit and looking at it. I know Jimmy J was one of them. And results are back. It could very well be that it's this trailer that's doing it that we're getting caught up with. And it's not the actual bridge itself that is causing the problem. Which is really interesting to note, actually, because it's something that has... I'm not going to make any secret of the fact... Well, it's a bit late now to make a secret of the fact. It's something that you all know has been really bugging me, that we've got this kind of issue going on, and I've not really been able to understand why we've had this issue going on, and I've railed against it once or twice, maybe just a little bit, a little teeny tiny bit. So yeah, I'm quite pleased to report that it is not all down to the fact that we've got, let me just do that bit, and I'll do one more over to there, and then I think we'll do one line here like that. There. I think we're going to leave that one like that. Actually, I am going to take out that bit there. Okay, I'm happy with that. Right. Yeah, it's not the map. It's not the fault of the map. Apparently, it doesn't look like the map is at fault on this particular point. It looks like it might be that trailer. It's quite low on the front of it, so it looks like there may be an issue with the hitbox on the trailer catching on the bottom. We're not 100% sure, but that's the theory at the moment. So I'll get back to you if we find out anything more about that. And just sort of keep you updated on it. Right now, we want to go up through here. That has already turned into more hay up here, which we did get some hay off of here already. We had some hay off of this meadow. Not a great deal of it, but it does turn into hay pretty quickly. So if I come up through here with the mowers, and then we'll leave it on spread, and then we'll get a hay turner, and we'll go over and we'll turn it. Because of the temperature and everything, as far as I know, if you turn it with the hay turner and the conditions are right for drying, it will turn it into hay pretty quickly. If the crop is wet, you've got to wait for it to dry out before it will do anything. So, coming up here, mowing the grass, and then going over it with the hay turner should, in theory, turn it all into hay. We'll see. There's a lot of things that work in theory. Whether they actually work in practice, that's, well, very often that's an entirely different story. In theory, all kinds of things work. I'm not going to say any more than that. Otherwise, I might get myself into trouble. Now, come on round. I've left some little bits that have been left behind. They're a bit untidy. What I'm going to do is, with the mowing, I will leave it on the wide spread. So we will lift up the sides of the mower, and we will do it on the wide spread option rather than leaving it in the windrow. Then we will need to go and buy a hay turner, and we'll run up and down here with a hay turner and turn all of the hay. Then we're going to want a rake, and we're going to want to go back over it again, and we're going to rake it all up. And then once we've done that, we'll go with the baler. I'm not going to go and get more of it with this one. This is enough for this one. Just get what we can with this one right here, and then I will run it back down to the bottom. There we go, like that. We'll tip this in for the horses, and then the rest of it we will do with the baler. We got the money to be able to go and buy a baler, which is great. We will use this tractor for pulling the baler, rather than trying to use one of the articulated ones. When it comes to following windrows and stuff, articulated tractors are not my first choice. They're not my second choice, they're not my third choice either. If I've got no other choice, then I will struggle on with them, but I would prefer not to if at all possible. We'll dump that in it. And not going to be able to put everything in. 685 litres left, so I'll leave that one there. The cows could have a bit of the hay. I'm not going to put it in for them at the moment. They can just go without for a minute. And this tractor, you can leave it right there. Parked right in the middle of the yard, all untidy and so on. And then we'll come back in here. Right, the IMT I will put back in the shed. The drill can stay on it for now. And then we will get into the Xerion, and we will head up into the meadow so that we can cut. Actually, maybe I should go on a little bit further. What are we doing? We're doing 3 days per 3 days per season section. I've got some grass in for the horses. There's some hay in for the horses. That's going to last them for 2 days. It's not really enough, but it's enough to keep them ticking over. I mean, what are the cows got? This is where it starts to get a problem. I don't have enough really for the cows. It might last until tomorrow, but that's going to be it. And then water, we definitely don't have enough. No. We will do that small field up there we will do that now, and we'll turn all of it into hay, and then I can bring some down. We've got a bit that we can put in for the cows, and we've got a bit that we can put in for the horses as well. I will start the water flowing in there for the cows. It's going to take them a minute. Oops. Go back to the Xerion. We'll take this one, and we're going to go racing up to the field. Get to use this one again. We're going to have a decent mowing session now. We've done twice around the outside edge of the field, so we can simply start moving up and down the field. We'll set the GPS going. No, I'm not using courseplay on it. I do have the courseplay there somewhere, and it's getting higher on my to-do list to probably figure out how to use it and everything, and I will be doing it. It's just that I figure it's probably quicker and easier today to just do this, because the GPS is fine, and it's not an unpleasant experience. Actually, I'm not even going to use the GPS yet, because I'm going to do another round around the outside of the field. So I want to go change driving, toggle work mode. Yeah, left control Y, toggle work mode. Wait, what? What? Wait, huh? Leaves left swath. Right swath. Wide spreading. Swath dropping. Oh, I see. Right. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Right, well, we'll go like that, and then we will go like that. And then we will start that one up and lower it down. We go to the front. We will start that one up, and we'll lower that one down. And then swing around a little bit like that. I will do once around the outside edge of the field, and then, or the outside edge of the bit that we've got left, and then we will switch over and we'll start running up and down the field, using the GPS as well, because that's going to just increase the speed that we can do it. We haven't got a huge, great big piece of field, and when we do come to doing a bit more of this, because obviously this one here is not ploughed up, so we'd have to do this ourselves. I am going to be getting course play, so that when we come to do some more grass, I will be using courseplay to try and do some of these unmarked fields, because I know that with courseplay you can set it to automatically go and do the fields that exist, but non-existent fields, there is a way, somehow, somewhere, I have no idea how to do it, that you can mark out your own fields on it. Now, I got no idea how to do it at the moment, and I have had quite a number of people generously offering to show me how to do these different things with courseplay, which is absolutely fantastic, and I do appreciate it, but I am going to go, just the first time, only the first time, into courseplay completely blind and see if I can figure it out live on camera. Just so that you can see me sort of go through it, and that should then, because a lot of you sort of up to speed with how well I can usually puzzle my way through things, which is not very good, really, to be honest. So if it's possible for me to kind of puzzle my way through it reasonably quickly on screen, then it should give you confidence to be able to have a go at puzzling through it yourselves if you've never used courseplay before. And if I get to it and I just cannot fathom anything about it in any way, shape or form, then it's also a good thing, because it's going to give you an idea that perhaps you need to watch a few tutorial videos on how to use the program before you try to get too heavily invested in it yourself. So I'm performing a public service. So that's the way I'm looking at it. I'm performing a public service for you all, and I'm making the supreme sacrifice on your behalf. That's what I will be doing. The supreme sacrifice on your behalf. Now, we get to this point, and then we're going to go to here. I'm going to swing this bad boy around, and this is the angle that I'm going to be using. Right there, you can see the pattern on the ground, so it gives us a really good idea of where this should be. So I want to go Control S like that, show lines on, snap terrain angle on. That's all we need at the moment. So then I would go lower them both down like that. There, so they're working. And I'm going to go forward a bit. I'm going to go Alt-E. Alt-E again. You've got to press Alt-E twice. I don't know why you've got to press Alt-E twice. Just bring that one forward like that. Let's just give it a rough idea. That's probably far enough there. Alt-E again, and there I've got my lines. Everything is all tickety-boom. Beautiful. Auto width on that one, like that. The invert is gone completely. I don't know what that one is, whether that gets rid of the invert or what. But anyway, there's no invert on there. 9.19 meter spread on this one's what it's saying, and I'm going to keep the line showing for now. So that's looking pretty good, I'd say. That's looking pretty awesome. We'll bring this one on up round. I'm going to keep the mowers down on the ground just for a minute, and we'll bring you round here like this, and then I go Alt-X, and that should make it snap to the lines. There we go. And it's coming up through, and I don't know if you heard the little faint sort of bleat noise in the background just as it started up. That was just to sort of say that it was getting to the end of what it was getting to. And I go like that. So Control V lifts and lowers everything, and then an Alt-X to get it to line up with the actual GPS lines like that. Right, this is working very nicely. We're going to have to manually go through and do this, because obviously, like I said, I'm not using courseplay, we're just using the GPS. But we can get through it pretty quickly. Now, I'm not going to bother lifting and lowering the things anymore. I'm just going to leave them exactly as they are. And all we're going to do is run up and down the field. So you just bring that one. You just start turning your steering wheel or your keyboard, whatever it is that you're using for doing your steering, when you get to the end of the row, and it will automatically release it. Then Alt-X again when you get back to where you want to go, and off you go again. You don't have to have the lines showing on it. Now, this is, I know that most of you by this point, you already know most about this one. That dude is seriously relaxed in there. Look at that. That is what you call a relaxed posture. That is a very relaxed posture in there. Let me just swivel this one round again like that. There. Right, and then Alt-X just to snap it in again. So yeah, I know that most of you know how to use this. I'm only explaining it as we go for those of you who are unfamiliar with using GPS mod. And I really like GPS. It's nice and simple once you figure out which buttons to use, and there's no real complications with it. This, coupled with the AI vehicle extension, is pretty much all I need. I don't actually generally want anything else than that when I'm playing. I'm only going to use courseplay because I know that a lot of you would like me to have a go with some courseplay stuff. And also, when it comes to doing fields that don't exist, courseplay is pretty good. But for the rest of it, I actually like the AI vehicle extension. It finds its way around the edge, and then you can use the standard hired help for the most part for the middle of the fields. Get a couple of people doing things, and it all seems to take care of itself. So, yeah, I've never been fond of courseplay, and I've never made any secret of the fact. There's no, I know a lot of you really, really love courseplay, and you think it's, and it is. I can really appreciate that it is a fantastic tool. It's just that I've never really personally liked it. I don't like to spend so long sort of setting things up and programming it, whereas with this, it takes barely a minute to set the GPS up, and then you're away. And courseplay, you can save your courses between each session if you want to, and it'll auto-generate courses for loads of different fields and loads of different jobs and all sorts. It's absolutely great. It's really quite a adaptable program. It can be used for all sorts of things, but I don't like it. I just don't get on with it. I can't really explain why. It's just one of those things that I'm not particularly fond of. And I know that some of you think that this is really bizarre of me, that I don't like it, because some of you, it's like the be-all and end-all, and it is the main thing that you use for all of your farming simulator. So I do understand how frustrating it can be for someone that uses courseplay for everything to watch me sort of going along and doing stuff without it. Like this job here, I'd be able to let courseplay get on with this one, and I wouldn't have to be here doing it myself. And so I can appreciate that. I appreciate that it does have its moments where it is definitely going to shine and outshine everything else. And I noticed that when I've used it before. But even though there are points when it's definitely seems beneficial to go and use that over any of the other options, I still don't particularly like using it. Even though it does, like, when I was using it on the Estancia La Patria map in FS19, I was using courseplay to automatically unload combines that we had working in the field and getting them to be, and then getting so it was automatically unloading the combines in the fields, and it was running the grain from the combine back to the bin in the yard. You can't do that with any other program. It was doing the whole thing. It was fully automated. And it was absolutely brilliant. And I really, really liked that it could do that. I thought that was fantastic. I really did. I really liked that it could do it. Still didn't like courseplay, though. It still didn't like it enough that I would want to do that in my own playthroughs. When I'm playing by myself. So, yeah, I can see how awesome it is. And I really did like some of the stuff that I was able to have courseplay doing for me, but I still don't like courseplay. I can't really explain it. It's just one of those. there's always going to be some things that people don't particularly like, and there's always going to be some things that, you know, you sort of, you find and you think, oh, this is absolutely incredible. And it's just, core space is just one of the things that I don't like. I can't even really explain it very well. And I have tried. I think it's to do with, like, it's too much programming and automation with a farm job when I want to just... I don't know. It's sort of like you're switching over from actually running a farm with people on it to running a farm with the new generation radio-controlled tractors that don't have a driver in them. And yes, it's still farming, but it's not the type of farming that I want to do or particularly be involved with. I can appreciate it from a distance, and I can appreciate that, yes, it's a very, very cool thing to see and to do and so on, but I don't personally want to do it or sort of be particularly involved with it either. That's about as close as I can come to explaining it. How much we got left in here? We haven't got very much. I'm just going to finish up this little bit of a field a minute. I am really loving the Xerion, by the way. It is a beautiful, beautiful piece of kit. And I'm also really, really looking forward to the Platinum Edition for FS19. I'm just going to have all of the class machinery in it. I can't remember if we got a Xerion coming along in the Platinum Edition or not. I hope we do. I really hope we do. But I know that there's quite a few different bits and pieces for... Excuse me. There's quite a few different bits and pieces for class coming along in that one, and I am so looking forward to being able to get my grubby little paws on it and have a good look at it all. It's going to be fantastic. It really is. Next up on here, we're going to be wanting to get ourselves a hay turner. I'm thinking that there's absolutely no contest. We are going to be going for the single biggest hay turner that money can buy, that we can find, and once again... the GPS system does work really well, except on the side of steep hills. It does have this habit of leaving behind... let me just go Alt-X right there. It does have this habit of leaving a small stripe of ground to the side when you're working on steep ground. But that's just because of the way the GPS and Giants in general work with terrain and stuff, I think. It kind of, it adds in extra little bits of terrain when it gets steep. And then in order to be able to keep things moving in straight lines, it ignores the extra bits. So what you end up with is these extra little bits that just sort of left in as stripes in between what the machines are doing. So the only downside to GPS is if you're working on the side of a steep hill, you will end up having a little bit of a mess that you've got to go back and tidy up afterwards. It's not a great deal. And if a lot of the work you're doing is on a steep slope, then all you've got to do is you go Control S and go into it and just reduce the width that you've got set for your machine. As long as you can do that, then there's not going to be any issues. You're not going to have any problems at all. But yeah, hay turner. We want the absolute biggest hay turner that money can buy, which I think is like a 15-meter spread or something like that. It's not massive. It's got to be said, it doesn't sort of seem like it's a really, really huge thing. The rake is certainly much bigger. When you're using the rake, it certainly seems a massive, great big thing have the bigger rakes than it does the bigger hay turner. I don't know if I've got the biggest rake on here. I'm hoping I have, because if I have, I'm definitely going to be using it. If I don't, then we'll go for the biggest standard one. There should... well, I'm pretty sure that I did have a Krone... is it a Krone Swadro, I think it's called? So, something like that. I can't remember what it is exactly. The only problem with it is that the windrow is so big that's left behind it. It shouldn't be too bad on this, because this is a thin crop of grass, and it's meadow grass as well, so it's not got any fertilizer bonuses or anything like that. It is just simply a thin crop of grass, so it shouldn't be any issue with that. But the big problem with that rake is that... just go into there like that. The big problem with that rake is that when you've got a nice thick crop on the ground, it does produce a big windrow. And the windrow is so big a lot of machines struggle to cope with it. Like, they're, the infeed on most of the balers and stuff that you use is not wide enough to be able to pick up all of the crop from the windrow that's left behind. And so that's a reason to sort of stay away from it. The only way to get round that would be to, when you're using it, when you're using that one, hang on, let me go, what was it? It's Control V, lift those up. When you're using it, the baler that's coming along behind it, or forage wagon, whatever it might be, it needs to be, switch there, it needs to be, have the width, the pickup width adjusted on it. You need to actually go to the model and adjust the pickup width on it for it to work properly. Now, I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to turn off the lines so that we're not seeing them. And then if you press Alt-C, you see a little green light in the right-hand side. That's switched off the GPS altogether. So I could probably have left the lines on, actually, and just... let me try that a minute. What happens if I do that? Stop you there a minute. Like that. There. Alt-C, turn that one on. Then Control-S to go into here. Show lines. There. Right, there's my lines. And then if I go Alt-C, switch off the GPS, and the lines all disappear and everything. So you can keep the settings of the lines and all of it. Doesn't make any difference. Now, we come into the yard. There's our horses. They're looking great. They're going to be having some more hay in a minute. Although they've got hay, they've got oats, they've got water. The only thing that they haven't got right now is some straw. That's the only thing. And we don't have any straw available for them right now, so they're just going to have to wait now. I'll bring you to here. We've done quite a bit of mowing now, so we do need to make sure that we clean this thing off. Look at it. It's filthy. It's absolutely lagged in filth, which is... this will never do. I was wondering if we should get a smaller tractor to go pulling the hay turner, and I thought, well, no, actually, we won't do that, because it's going to be one of the very few jobs that a small tractor would ever be able to do. And it's not like we got a shortage of tractors. It's not like we're going to struggle to do anything with the tractors. So, no, we won't do that. We will simply keep the tractors that we've got. And I'm going to put the Fendt onto the hay turner. That's going to do the hay turning, and it's going to do the raking as well. Just finish washing off this mower. Zerion can go back in the shed. There we go. Right. It's got a lot more work to do yet, this old Zerion. It's got a huge amount of work to do yet. We've got all of the grass to do around this yard here. And we'll probably... well, actually, I don't know. We might. I was going to say probably, but no, I'm not going to say probably. We might end up doing more work yet on non-established fields. So just like the meadow grass type approach. So we'll leave you right there. Let's go and have a look in the shop at what we've got. There are a couple of other options, but I don't think I've got any in here. No. Because there are some self-propelled options now, although they are very small, so we don't want those now. Windrowers. I do have the Krone Swadro 2000. This is an 18-meter collection on it, and I do have that one right there. That one there, windrower, ranges up. There's only 3 meters wide, though, that self-propelled one. So we go all the way up through there. I got a Pottinger there that is 6 meters wide. I got that one is 9 meters, but you can do that one sort of in a double row to make it out to 18 meters. That one is 9, 8, 18 meters there. The Fella Duras there is 14 meters. This is quite a big beastie. Look at that. Yeah. Looks quite cool as well, that one does. I like the 4-rotor ones. I think they do look really good. Same as like the Lely there. That's a 15-meter one there. Well, that's about all we've got time for in today's episode, so we're going to go and take a little bit of a break. We need to chill out on the beach, relax, and build up some strength. So while we're doing that, if you've enjoyed the episode, then could you please head down below and give us a like? And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.